Hey, hey, hey.
What's up?
It's
Hey,
just being the Joneses. It's just being the
just
Joneses.
being the Joneses.
And we are back after a break. We had some things going on. I released a book, and that was a little busy around that time. Set
Sure.
Me Free. Go ahead on Amazon and get that. Set Me Free. A Journey Towards Self Freedom by April Y. Jones.
Hey, congrats on the new book.
Yeah. And we also went on a little vacay.
It was a big vacay to me because I had a real good
Well, I
time.
say little vacay because it was, a few days or whatever, but it was like packed with all kinds of wonderful things. It was a couples retreat
Yep,
actually.
yep. Couples retreat.
So that was like real, real good. Sometimes even when things are going good in your marriage or your relationship, a little refresh won't never hurt. You know what I mean? So
That's right.
sometimes I think that vacation for us was a refresh that we didn't know we needed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that was like, oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it was all good. I
And so
mean, it
we
was
went to
very.
Jamaica, Montego Bay, and stayed at this resort, all inclusive, adult only, and a colleague and friend of mine, she put together that couples retreat, and it was awesome.
Yes, it
And
was.
she's gonna be doing that. She does that annually. So
It was. She had great workshops for us. It was lots of fun. It was engaging, and we met some great people.
yes, and I encourage you, if you haven't been to a couples retreat and you're in a relationship, try it out.
Yep.
Try it out. So with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
we are gonna jump into our would you rather before I forget mine because I didn't write it down.
I wrote mine down, but hey, I think I remember it anyway.
So I'll shoot first. So would you rather live as a minimalist and have something to give to others, or have all the things that you need, all the things that you want, I should say, and even some on top of that, and not be able to give nothing at all?
Well, I really live as a minimalist, be able to give
Okay.
because I like giving to people.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
sometimes people will get rid of stuff and they'll sell it, but I rather if I can bless somebody with it, just give it to them. If I know they
Hmm.
need it, or if I can help find somebody that needs it, then I'd rather give it to them.
Yeah. And if you got everything, like even being a minimalist, you can have everything you need, but just, it's just that you limit the things that you want, you might want or whatever, or
Yeah,
the things that you don't need, I would say. And to still be able to give,
yeah,
it comes with, it's good to do that. Even I think I would choose the same thing above having all these
Mhm.
tons and tons of things over and beyond
Yeah,
my wants, but not be able to give a thing.
yeah. That's
That just
right.
don't feel right.
That's right. I like to pass on the blessing.
Yeah.
Okay, and my would you rather is: would you rather commit a nonviolent crime with me and we'll get away with it, or turn me in for a crime that I committed?
Commit a nonviolent crime with you and we get away with it. Like, that's easy. Cause
Well, I kind of find that hard to believe
why?
because you wouldn't even follow my instructions in Central Park,
Oh my
going on a
gosh.
one-way street, going against a one-way street so we
Yeah,
can
but
get
I
out of
didn't
there.
it wasn't up against your freedom and me doing that though. That's the difference when it's that comes into factor. I got to
Hmm.
choose between your freedom or giving you up, like dropping a dime on you, and versus just committing the crime with you and we getting away with it. Like I'd rather just commit the crime, we get away from it. We repent, we pray, we ask the Lord for forgiveness, and then we continue on about our life.
We going about our lives with all that money, all that loot.
Oh, it involves loot.
Give me the loot. Give me the loot.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I do.
All
I
right. Well.
mean,
All right then.
would you
Yeah.
do the same?
Yeah. I'm gonna commit that crime.
Okay, I
Hey,
just
I
need to know that you ain't gonna drop the dime
I
on me.
go the
That's
wrong
all.
way down one-way streets. I'm good. Yeah, I'll do
You
that
do that
on the
even
way to the bank.
unintentionally. You do
On the way to the bank. Yep.
that. So,
Shoot.
goodness. Yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
and let us know in the comments what y'all would do. Would you rather when it comes to your significant other.
Hmm.
So today's topic is about ultimatums coming from a woman, so to speak. And also if it's different when an ultimatum about marriage is coming from a woman versus a man, right?
Yeah.
But normally they coming from a woman, and
The ultimatum, yeah.
yeah, the
The big
ultimatum. Yeah.
ultimatum.
So it's always this big thing going around about, would you propose to a man and da 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 da. And I see a lot of women say that they won't. Personally, will I get down on one knee, two knees, or whatever, and say, "Boss, will you marry me?" No, I won't. But
She said,
I
hell no.
also don't. I also don't throw stones at women who do ask men to marry them.
Right.
And the reason being is because that's their thing. Like, that's their business. You know what I'm saying? If you want to ask a man to marry you, that man say, yeah, y'all get married and live happily. And I've seen women say that I asked my spouse and we got married and we live happily. We've been together for all these years, over 20 something years, 30 years, all this stuff like that. Because I've seen so many different opinions say that if a woman asks a man, then that man is not going to that woman is not going to respect that man as the man, and all these other reasons why people give that you don't know that's going to happen in other people's situations, So like with us,
that sounds like some most social media bullshit. Yeah.
like with us, I didn't get a marriage proposal like on one knee and hey April, this long nice Tyler Perry speech, romantic thing with will you marry me? We just talked about marriage.
Yeah, we talked about it
and stuff like that, and decided that what we was gonna do, or whatever the case may be. But some of the same people that is against women proposing to men also would give is okay with women giving ultimatums. And that ultimatum being marry me or else, right?
Or else I'm gone.
But what would you feel about a ultimatum? Like if you was like, if somebody told you like, okay, we've been together for 2 years and I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
So either we get married over the next 6 months or I'm out of here.
I think if it's done in a healthy proposal like that, the ultimatum has to be healthy and it has to be it has to make sense. The time frame has to make sense. And I can understand after like 2 years, a woman might say, "Hey, I need within 6 months, I need a ring on his finger because I mean we living together or we doing all this. We it's like we together. It's like we're married, but we're not. So I mean I could respect that.
Yeah.
But depending on who she is or who I mean if I'm with her for 2 years, then I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do it. I mean, but it depends on how she is.
But why didn't you ask her by now though? If you would go ahead and do it, because she gave you this ultimatum, why haven't you asked her? Why do you think would be a reason why you hadn't asked her by now?
Well, guys, we get cold feet sometimes. We're gonna just be looking to jump into a marriage and all that, and then it depends on the situation.
So what's the difference then? In like, because I always say to me, it's not a huge difference. There's a difference, but it's not a huge difference in you saying you need to marry me. You need to marry, because first of all, most times the woman brings up marriage first.
Yeah, the woman brings up marriage. Yeah, because
so it's ready. Like first I'm gonna bring up marriage, then I'm gonna pressure you about marriage, and then I'm gonna be, and then when you do propose, I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah. Happy but I already just pressured you and told you I was gonna leave you next week if you didn't propose to me.
So is it real? I was like, all right, here you go. Dang, here. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? Damn. If you want it, here.
Oh, God.
Nah, but I mean, like I say, given that situation, if somebody's married or they've been together 2 years.
Or more, because some people have been together 17 years. Decade, and the woman is like, hold on now. Over a decade. If you don't know if you want to marry me yet by now, then, I mean, gosh, what else do you need? Jesus himself to come down and sit on the end of the bed and say, It's enough of shaking.
Grab their hands and say, "Hey, y'all." But yeah, I mean, every situation different.
Every situation is different, but I just don't understand I think it's hypocritical for women to throw stones at other women that do propose or do ask a man when if you're also saying you need to marry me, you need to marry me, you need to marry me, because you're just the only difference is one is an ask and one is a tell.
A
A
demand.
demand.
That's not a tell.
So
Demand.
basically, instead of you asking him, you're telling him this is what you need to do.
This is what you need to do, or else.
And you leaving that choice up to him, right?
And
okay, but when you ask him, the woman who's asking him is asking him and leaving that choice up to him. So either way, it's very similar in nature to me. I mean, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but to me, it's very similar in nature.
I think people need to mind their own business, because if a woman decides that it's been a year, and she say, well, shoot, forget it, I'm gonna just do this proposal. I'm gonna plan this proposal, and she do it. Then what's wrong with that? It's one person's proposing to another.
If I got on one knee and I proposed to you and I said, Herbert Lee Jones Jr., aka Boss, will you marry me now?
No, you're supposed to say, damn.
Well, you had pressure on me, so that's different.
I would have been honored.
You would have been honored?
I would have felt good about
it. Okay, because I be seeing men say that when a woman proposed to them, the man, as a man, they would feel like less than a man, or they would feel like, you know what I'm saying, like some type of way about it.
I haven't been in a situation, but given your nature and who we are, what we had when we were engaged, the happiness that we had, I think I would have been all right with it. It would have been something to tell the grandkids. You know
your grandmammy. Let me tell you about your grandmammy. Your Gigi.
It would have been cool. I mean, I think I would have been all right. I would have laughed. Like, look at this.
I feel like you would have been like, girl, get up. I feel like you would have been like, girl, get up. If especially if we was in public. Because that just, I don't know. It just seemed like that's what you would have did.
It would have been funny. I would have laughed, yeah.
But you would have said yes.
Yeah.
You would have hugged me and kissed me.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, somebody did it. One person proposed to another. It's just traditions. It's just traditional. You know what I'm saying? The man proposed. The man go get the ring, get on one knee, or whatever they do to propose. But I mean, it's just tradition.
Yeah.
Just like you got the traditional marriage. I mean, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to go against the grain when they get married, do their own thing, and just do things a little different to say, hey, this is how I'm doing it. Instead of getting married in a church, I'm gonna do it in a barn.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying, just
instead of going by the tradition of vows, we're gonna make our own vows.
Like I saw a woman who she, you know her, she's on our social media together, but she said instead of a white dress, she wanted an all black dress. If that's what she wanted, and they were good with it, and then, I mean, what's the problem?
Nothing wrong with that, right? But I mean, people don't know how to think outside of their own box.
A lot of people don't. Yeah.
But that's just like when we renewed our vows, right?
Yeah.
We did words set in stone.
Yeah.
So our vows were we wrote our own vows.
The affirmation.
Yes, we wrote our own the affirmations. That's right. We did our own affirmations, and then we had it written in stone. Yep. It was ordered, and that was, we read those affirmations to each other at the vow renewal.
Yeah.
And then we exchanged those. So you have yours, I have mine. Yeah. As a matter of fact,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool.
Yeah. Different. And it was ours. It was our story. And we had a lot of good family and friends there to share that moment with us. A lot of folks participated with us, and they showed the love. It didn't all go right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not according to my standards.
You was pissed off out there. But it didn't all go right, but it was right for us.
Yeah.
It just all the way, I mean, because the love was there. When you got the right people in place with you, then it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, I would say it made me a little bit irritated because it was, it didn't start on time, and like we're just waiting on people, and then like other people who was outside had to sit in the heat. It's Florida. It's June 1st and it's hot. So I don't know. I'm a kind of a stickler for making sure things go the way that my vision wants it to go. So, but like my affirmations, like we could share our affirmations on this podcast for our viral. So mine was, my husband, my king. I affirm my gratefulness to God for your presence in my life, for this union, this ministry, that my love will forgive quickly while always seeking to see the excellence in you. I promise to always pray for you, stand beside you in every battle, to turn toward you during conflicts and never away, to be your support in your safe place. I couldn't have chosen a better partner to share in this journey. These things are forever and true. These things are written in stone. Your wife, your queen.
Mm-hmm. And mine reads, my wife, my queen, I affirm my devotion and everlasting love to you. I promise to always cherish every part of you, to always have fun with you, to always be your best friend, to love you through the good and the bad times. Your love holds value to me that is unmatched by the rarest jewels. I say to you on this glorious day, I'll still honor, love, and serve you in every way you deserve. I love you, your husband, your king.
Yes.
That was ours.
That was ours.
And we had little, the little singing and stuff. Her father prayed for us, prayed over the whole thing and everything, and it was tight. It was on the beach. Did we mention that? It was on the beach.
It was on the outside in the heat, and it was just, but it was in the morning. My intent was like, let's start early, so before it get too hot and have people out here sweat.
But it ain't go as planned.
But it was still beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah, it was still a nice day.
Still beautiful nonetheless, and
the
just,
moment was
just the whole purpose.
The moment was full of love.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, and real.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, though, when we talk about realness and vows and all of this stuff, because sometimes, well, do you think that sometimes if someone gives an ultimatum, a person to do something that they're not ready to do, like marry when they're not ready to marry, just to keep that person in their life?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I think as women who are given this ultimatum, she's not thinking that, oh, is he even ready to be a husband, right? You kind of forcing him to be ready, you know what I'm saying? Or not even forcing him to be ready, but forcing him in that position, even not being ready. You just want a husband.
Yeah, some women just want that ring. They tired of being the last one who without a husband, or they just probably, who knows, they just want a husband, whatever. So they don't think about nothing else. Is he ready? Am I ready? Mm-hmm. Should we go to counseling right away, or should we, get to know each other a little bit more? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some just give the ultimatum, and then the guys definitely do just jump into it and say, yeah, okay, I'll marry you.
Yeah. And some of them think that they ready for it. I might as well, whatever, because that's the person that I want to be with.
Yeah. Like, she could fry some chickens. So, I'm gonna stay with her. But
I mean, I'm definitely not against ultimatums, just like I'm not against the woman proposing, but I'm just saying the hypocrisy of it is what is sometimes crazy, because it's like, oh no, she didn't propose. Oh no, she didn't propose to no man, and coming from the same person as, like, like I said, marry me or else. Yeah. So you brought up the topic of marriage to the man, right?
More than likely.
And a lot of people like to say, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and use that as why women shouldn't propose to a man. But that don't have nothing. That scripture be taken so out of context that it ain't even funny. Like, that scripture has nothing to do with if a woman proposed to a man or a man proposed to a woman. Either way, you still found a good wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's just not, because truth be told, people like to talk about the story about Ruth and Boaz, but truth be told, Ruth went to Boaz first. She went to him and was at his feet. So, I mean, that's just like, a lot of times, like I say, women will bring up marriage, start talking marriage first. Yeah, in a lot of situations.
And like I say, if the ultimatum is done, I'm all for it if it's done in a healthy way, though. Mm-hmm. Healthy way that makes sense. because you know, going back to your scenario, 2 years. You know, we've been together 2 years. She'd be like, "Hey, bro, I mean, what's up? We gonna
Yeah.
do this or not? We trying to move on to the next level, show
Yeah.
some commitment.
Right.
I ain't getting no younger.
I ain't getting no younger.
I would
Y'all,
like
you want kids?
you want kids. We want kids together. You know, and hey, I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you another year, and then I might have to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And that
healthy.
sounds fair.
That's healthy. That sounds fair.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you plenty of time to think about it. And I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And you got to understand. I understand from a woman's point of view that, hey, I want commitment. I want something. I want a foundation. I want a family. I
Mm-hmm.
want that commitment, and she wants it. So
Yeah.
if she deserves it, then you know, if y'all work together, then well, hey.
Yeah. And I was looking at the show Ultimatum, right? And somebody was on there like they had been together like a year, and it was the woman was like, "Hey, we've been together a
Oh,
year."
that's a Netflix show.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they was like, we've been together a year, and he need to marry me or whatever." And I don't think a year is like I think a year is good depending on your relationship to get married, but I don't think a year is good for everybody. Like everybody may not be ready for a year is a short time for certain people to be ready for marriage.
Yeah,
You
could
know,
be.
I mean, for
For us,
whatever reasons.
our situation is different. Shoot, how long we were
Because
together?
we
Less than
was
a year, but
we
we
were
knew each
so
other.
close
We knew
already.
each other a
So
long time though.
yeah.
Some years.
Yeah.
So we
And
were
so
getting to
when you
know each
meet
other for some years, and then we
mhm,
became we we got
started
together,
dating,
started
yeah.
dating, got serious, and then we got
Before
married.
we
Like,
started dating, we already got to know each other pretty
yeah,
much. So
yeah,
that's how our
very
situation went.
well.
But um
But
I
yeah,
mean,
sometimes a year might not be long enough.
for some people, right?
Some people may need, you know, longer, or I've even heard less than a year. I mean, it all depends on the
Yeah.
situation,
I
the
mean,
couple.
yeah. I
Some
mean, I don't think it's a time frame as far as like,
nope,
oh, this is too soon.
nope.
I think it's too soon. I think it's the time frame is not what makes it too soon. It's the,
The
people
chemistry.
and and what your relationship looks like that could make it too soon. Like if you haven't gotten to know each other, you don't really know this person, but you want to hurry up and just get married, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reasons, or
Right.
all of these things. Because definitely some people just skip the whole friend stage, and I'm big on making sure that the person that you marry is your friend,
You
so
got to be friends first. I'm the love doctor. Get out of here.
oh my gosh, you and this Martin.
But yeah, you're right. I believe I strongly believe that too. It helps to be friends first before you jump any deeper than that. Because I mean, when you're friends, you really get to know each other, and it just based on our experience, I'm gonna say that's what works for us. That's
Yes,
what worked for us.
that really
That's what
works for
helped
us
us
because we still
do
friends.
things. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And that means like it's like that friendship is like the underlying foundation of our relationship.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
we was friends before we was anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there has a lot to do with the type of friends that we are today in our relationship.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's a big important part as far as I could see, that being friends is important, because without that friendship,
Then a lot is missing.
a lot is missing. And I feel like I have been in a marriage before where there was no friendship. It was just the marriage.
Mm.
So it's a difference to me from one relationship to the other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see that difference. You've
Mm-hmm.
experienced both. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's definitely a difference. But as far as
Mm-hmm.
like, if you want to propose to that man, girl, that's what you want to do it. That's your business, and that's your life, and that's your relationship, and nobody shouldn't be able to tell you what to do, how to do it, if it works for you.
And fellas, when she do that, then receive it. Be happy about it. I know I would. I would just, like I say, I would very much welcome that. I wouldn't feel less than a man. I mean, people actually. I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't ridiculing that like that, but it's just funny that to say that someone feels
Well,
less
that's
than a
because that's
man.
how they would feel. So they're projecting how they would feel onto every other man. But you
Yeah,
have to speak for yourself.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you
Speak for
know, if you're not
yourself.
comfortable with your woman proposing to you, then that's okay. You
Yeah.
don't have to. You have your reasons for not being comfortable with it. But if another man is comfortable with it, then that's okay too. He's comfortable with it.
Yeah. And if you're not comfortable with it, fellas, I mean, you could probably just receive it still, because that woman probably more than likely planned this thing, and she's been talking about it to her friends and everything, and all this planning, and the whole scenario just goes well in her head. So receive it,
and then go back and
then
propose
go
to
back and
her.
propose to her. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. So you can be the man.
If that's
that
what
you think you need to do.
if that's what making a man feel like a man looks like, then hey, everybody got to do it for what they got to do.
Yeah,
but it's still not anything less about a man who actually receives that proposal with open arms and he's okay with it. And that don't mean that the woman gonna be running over him in a relationship, and that she gonna always wear the pants, and she ain't gonna have no respect for him, because that happens in situations where the man proposes. And then you still have that situation in some situations. So I mean,
it don't matter who proposed.
That ain't gonna have nothing to do with the respect in that relationship.
Right.
So I mean, but I done seen a whole lot of different opinions on it. That's my opinions. Those my opinions on it. So
that's my opinion.
think it could go different ways for different people.
Yeah.
So it don't have to be one way or another, or my way and not your way, or whatever the case may be, depending on,
I mean, things should be different anyway to keep it interesting. Because I mean, imagine a world where everybody proposed the same way. Every proposal went exactly
what you would call
same
traditional
way. You know what I'm saying? And that's your traditional, yeah. But I mean, but we don't want everything the same way, because we want everything to be at least somewhat unique.
Well, yeah, because I'm not really hell bent on like traditional, like it has to be like this is the tradition and this how it must stay or remain. Like, no, because that keeps people inside of a box, and even when they want to be creative and do things different, it's frowned upon.
Yeah, and we're definitely not a monolith. Find those creative ways, and ladies, if y'all want to propose, go ahead and do that, John. Go and propose to that man.
And fellas,
receive it.
If you been with that woman for 10 years and you still don't know if you want to marry her or not, and she been ready to get married for the last 8 years, hey, come on now,
bruh.
You need to go sit down, talk to your therapist, find out why are you avoiding this? And make it right.
Make it right. Make it do what it do for both y'all lives. Don't be wasting each other's time. Don't be wasting each other's time.
Yep. But hey, that is just being the Joneses. And we will be back for another episode in 2 Tuesdays from now. So make sure y'all subscribe, and also comment if you want to. We are on IG at justbeingthejoneses.com. You can shoot us a DM if you want to tell us what you think there. If you have any suggestions for topics that you want us to talk about, any of those things, we're at Just Being the Joneses on IG.
Right.
Okay. And it's April.
And Boss.
And we out.
Hey.